Hello there. Thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and boy, what a multi-act 1950s rock and roll rhythm and blues concert poster. Truly one of the best ever made, certainly from the 1950s. Just an awesome piece and so much fun. You've got 14 entertainers on here, many of them household names, and even more songs they produced that, shaped the early history of rock and roll and live with us to this day. I just love this earliest stuff the most. It's just killer. Feast your eyes, if you will, on this jumbo 22 by 28 inch window card made by, of course, the legendary Globe Posters out of Baltimore, Maryland. And the fact it's from 1957, right? I think historically that was a peak year for early rock and roll. Elvis arrived in 56 and was gone to the army in 58. But in between 57, you just had so much great rock and roll music on the charts, and everybody at their peak and nobody hitting bad streaks yet or anything, perhaps except for Bill Haley and the Comets, which were petering off quite a bit. But still, 57 is just a wonderful year. And on top of that, this poster's from a great city too, Kansas City, Missouri. Wow, what a perfect hotbed for this kind of music. It's got all the bells and whistles. I'll move in just a little bit. We'll take this as a tour blank, so we'll take a look at the color portion there, starting with blue on the top. It does say Danceland Attractions presents, ready for this? Fantabulous Rock and Roll Blues Show of 1957 and the Fall Edition. And I do love this split fountain effect, as you can see, where it goes from blue to green down to yellow at the bottom with a big dose of pink in the bottom center. Boy, how much fun did Globe have with this. So, how do I cover a poster like this in my video blog here in just a few minutes? There's just so much on it, I can't. So I'll just hit on some highlights, and there's like 8 really important musicians on here, so I'll just run through them and you can, mostly feast your eyes. You know a lot of this stuff already about the musicians and their hits, but in the big white circles up top there, you got Mickey and Sylvia with Love is Strange. Boy, #1 R&B record and part of the Great American 50s Rock and Roll Songbook. No doubt about that, we all know that record. And in the other big white circle, Larry Williams. Wow, what a great art. He only had one great year, but it was 57. And of course the Beatles covered 3 of his records on their releases, and his song given is Short Fat Fanny. That was a #1 R&B record that had so much fun with the lyrics taken from a lot of other, rock and roll hits of the day. It references Heartbreak Hotel and Blue Suede Shoes, Tutti Frutti, Fever, Jim Dandy, Blueberry Hill. You probably know the record, just a lot of fun, so it's great to have on a poster like this so prominently. Then, I suppose I should move in just a little more without doing editing, just be real for you here and just move in. Then the names start to get a little bit smaller. You do have Big Joe Turner with Love Roller Coaster, his current single. And by the way, it says Atlantic Records, and so do all the artists that give their record label. I just love it when a 50s concert poster has the record label as well. And you've got Bo Diddley and his trio, wow, on Chess Records. And Hey Bo Diddley is given as the song, and that record along with its flip side, Mona, was a 45 for Bo in this year, in 1957. Then you've got Ray Charles there, almost all the way across. He certainly needs no introduction, but how's this? As you certainly know, Ray had a long R&B career for a few years in the early 50s before breaking through to the pop charts, which led, of course, to his international success with things like Georgia, right? Well, he had to get on the pop charts somehow, and this was the time. The song title given here is Swanee River Rock, and that was his first charting single to enter Billboard's pop charts. So obviously a very important landmark for Brother Ray. And interestingly, the B-side is I Want a Little Girl, and that's also on the poster. So the A and the B-side of his first pop charting single, and it also says Atlantic Records. So that's just a head shaker on as far as how cool it is. Interestingly, attached to Ray there, off to the right, you do have Marianne Fisher. See that? She was interesting. She was a precursor to the Raylettes, and she was a singer for him for a couple of years leading up to the Raylettes, which formed this year, and also Ray's companion and lover, which is well known in biographies and things. And so interesting to see her photograph on the poster, and a nice good presence. Then you've got Roy Brown. Let me move this up a little bit so you're sure to see everybody there. Roy Brown, of course, gave the world Good Rockin' Tonight. What a key song that was. He was at the end of a 10-year charting career, was Mr. Brown, but Let the Four Winds Blow on this poster was a top 5 R&B hit earlier this year. So still very vital and fun to have him on the poster. Then in that pink oval there, you've got Del Viking. Well, it should be the Del Vikings. No matter how you spell it, it was supposed to be plural. They had 3 top 10 rhythm and blues hits, did the Del Vikings, and all 3 are on this poster, so that totally rocks. Interesting, one of them, of course, Come Go With Me. I'm going to mention this because it's a 1957 concert poster, but 4 months before this show, John Lennon met Paul McCartney in Liverpool, England, and it's very well documented. Even motion pictures have covered it, but certainly in the books and everything. And John Lennon was playing on stage with the Quarrymen, and Paul was brought over by a friend and walked up to hear this new guy in his life, and he was singing Come Go With Me, the Del Vikings hit. And that was only 4 months before this concert poster, so that gives me chills. Interestingly also, under the Del Vikings name there, I should say Del Viking, I don't know, it does say Crip Johnson. Well, that's because another founder of the Del Vikings had broken off and started his own version of the Del Vikings, and so there was a need to distinguish them from that point forward. And then below them you've got, wow, the Moonglows, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members. They're not pictured, but it does give a great song title there with Please Send Me Someone to Love, which had been a top 5 rhythm and blues hit that very summer. Boy, I'll tell you, this is a busy, fun poster. I really apologize, to the other 5 musicians. I don't have time to go into their histories and cover them, but I did cover the biggies. And what a fantabulous poster. Just, so sweet, so special. I really hope you get a charge out of this like I do. Just a beauty and tough to find, no doubt about it. It's hard to find these things. Not many survived. Thanks a lot for dropping by. Really fun showing it to you, and we'll see you again for something soon, and I look forward to it. Okay. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye-bye.